Jesus. Walk Chi-Town, ooh, Chi-Town, Mr. AZ hot now. I bow down to no one unless it's the Holy One. I'm the only one who's speaking the truth. Are you too? Tell me what you do. Tell me what you choose. Are you heaven to hell proof?
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to CEO Talks Podcast. Hey, I hope you guys are all having a great day. Thank you guys for joining us again. On this one, obviously, as you guys can already tell, we have a special guest, my boy Bobby. You want to introduce yourself real quick, bro?
What's up, guys? I'm Bobby Kmiec. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you for your time. Yes.
I hope you guys at home are doing well. I hope you boys are doing well. Real quick, how you doing, Santi?
I'm doing amazing. Can't complain. It's just really cold. This cold really does suck a lot. But other than that, I can't complain. I've had a marvelous week so far at work as well, and just looking forward to just getting better each day.
Nice. You?
Facts. I mean, God has blessed us with another week, so can't complain about that.
Another day.
Another day.
Yeah, right?
Another day, another dollar. Yeah, it's been pretty cold out here in the Midwest. It was in the negatives for a few days, and we got like almost 2 feet of snow, more or less. But yeah, everything's been good. But today, again, we have CO Circle, my boy Bobby. So tell us a little bit about yourself, bro. Like, where did you grow up?
Wait. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, how
Doing
are you
good,
doing?
man.
Yeah.
Everything's good. You know, like you said, the cold is shit, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, it's the area we choose to live. But
Yeah.
True.
yeah, everything's good, man. Can't complain. Thanks for having me on. It's a good way to start the day. Background, where I grew up, I originally grew up in Chicago.
What
Like
part?
Berwyn, Cicero area,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of like south suburb.
Yeah.
Not the best area now, but it was okay growing up.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. So growing up, because I know you have a business now, but who started that business?
Well, originally, my dad was always in the restaurants.
Okay.
He owned restaurants, he owned bars, a couple of clubs back in the day. I mean, this is going back,
Yeah.
70s, 80s, stuff like that. And then, he took a break from that, and then we opened up another family business, and, we've had that for over 20 years now.
Wow. What is it? What kind of business do you run?
It's a restaurant.
Restaurant?
Italian restaurant, yeah.
Italian restaurant.
Zaza Steakhouse and Italian Eatery.
Okay.
Yeah, in Fox Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, right in front of he was telling me right in front of the Fox Lake fire department, right by Monteveras, down the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right down the street, right in between Marvella's and Dog and Suds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro. So growing up, where are you guys originally from? Like your parents?
Well, Italian Polish. My
okay.
mom full Italian. My mom full Italian. My dad half Polish, half Italian.
What, did they get here when they were young, like kids, or?
My dad grew up in Chicago. My mom came from the old country when she was
okay.
like 18, 19-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy because obviously we're immigrants, but I mean obviously we come from Mexico, so I've never honestly spoken to someone where their parents come from another country. Mm-hmm. So I mean, has she ever told you anything about how it was transitioning from over there?
Oh yeah, man. To be honest, the stories she's got, especially my mom, I mean, it'll make your hair stand up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like she has, been in wars, lived in villages. Like she's gunshot wounds, stab wounds, got
Holy
bit by
shit,
poisonous snakes. Because they got to work in the fields and stuff. Back in
Over
those
there?
days. Yeah.
So what would she do over there?
Basically, you just work in the fields. You're a villager.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like off the land, you live off the land type shit. Or?
Yeah.
That's
Like
crazy.
Grape fields and all that shit. The olive fields for olive oil and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think we have it bad because obviously people in Mexico don't live the best life. But when you hear stories like this, where because you don't know what happens on the other side of the world,
Yeah, you really don't.
No, but that's good, man. So do you know how old she was when she got here?
It's about late teens, 18,
okay,
19, something like that.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like if your parents would have never met, you would have never been here.
Nope.
If she would have stayed there like a year longer or whatever, got in here a year before, who knows what would have happened.
And
Life is crazy.
I was gonna say, have you ever been over there? Like,
Not yet, no.
No?
Still a dream of mine.
Okay.
Yeah. To go back to like her old town and stuff like that. Yeah.
be able to see like what life used to. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure life is like very different
Well,
to
just
what.
to see
Yeah,
Italy, man.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. True.
the food and just the culture, the history, all that stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice to go see it. And especially like my mom's original place where she was born and all
of course.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone says that Italy has like the best food over there in Europe. So
Yeah, we got
It's
it
very
cornered,
interesting.
man.
Yeah.
Food, clothes, it's shit. We're doing well.
I'm saying,
Yeah. So growing up, then seeing your dad, when did he start his business?
Like in the restaurant
Yeah,
businesses?
yeah.
It was actually before my time. Like
Oh,
before
okay.
I was even born, he had restaurants and stuff. And then he was actually a cop for a long time, a Chicago cop.
Okay.
And then when he retired from that, he took a break from the restaurants and stuff. And then we came out this way, and then we opened up the joint out here.
yeah,
So
okay.
is he still helping out or not as much anymore?
No, he's basically retired. He's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's in Florida. He's in his. They're both in their upper 70s now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a late one. They didn't have me till they're in their like mid 40s. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so they're much older.
So wait, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay.
Yeah,
Prime
And
time.
your siblings?
I got 6.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn,
six.
big family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Italians, man, they don't stop.
yeah.
They had no TVs.
Yeah, 4 sisters, 1 brother.
Okay.
How old is the oldest?
The oldest is older, like 50.
Head older.
Yeah, 55 is the oldest. That's my oldest sister.
Are you the only one in the business, or are they doing their own thing, or they help you out once? in a
Oh,
while?
all of them are doing their own thing. Before they all kind of dipped their foot in it. I was the only one that had like the interest, because I just loved it. I mean, just from as a kid on, I'm like, I want to know this. I want to,
Right.
be in
course.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, that's why I really wanted to get you on here because obviously I see you at the gym, bro. You're pretty fit. You know, obviously,
Appreciate it, man.
just the way you think and everything is pretty much similar to the way we think. And I feel like nowadays it's really important to shine the light on people that you know are doing something with their life.
Yeah, man. It's rare. It's rare. Everybody's lazy now.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we had a good conversation yesterday in the sauna, but I mean, shit, bro. So, what keeps you motivated in the restaurant business? Because I mean, I'm sure you get like naggy customers once in a while where they're bitching or you know they're complaining about one thing or the other. And I mean, do you agree that the customer's always right? Or no?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. To a certain extent, and for me, I'm very generous when it comes to customers. If something does go wrong, I'm the first one. Like, listen, I'll get you a drink, I'll get you dessert. Like, I'll pick up your like whatever it is, depending on what happens. Obviously, I try to run it to where that never happens. So the only ones you get are the ones that just, you know, a lot of people they go out and people don't see this, you know, going out to restaurants, but when you're in it, you know, there's some people that just go out miserable.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to have a good time or they want to bitch and moan so they get something for free. You know, you get those people. But to be honest, like, it is tough, but the good ones offset the bad ones. So, you know, there's more good feedback. The bad ones you get once in a while.
Yeah.
It's not like all the time. So when you have to deal with it, you deal with it and, you know, you appreciate the good ones you got.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I guess I had a question. Like, obviously, you're in the restaurant business, and like that was very highly impacted, like during COVID, right? Like,
Very
how
much
did,
so. Yeah.
Like, how did like I guess because you have to like think quickly. Did you have to adapt and like go through like DoorDash and like Grubhub and like do that, or did you just stick to just walk-ins and like staying local?
Well, in the beginning, it was rough because they shut everybody down.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
there was nothing you could do. So I was actually closed. Some people stayed open for the to-go and stuff. But my restaurant, it was never more for to-go. We're more fine dining side,
Yeah.
like sit-down place. So I just stayed closed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it was about, 5-6 months.
Holy shit.
It was closed, yeah.
That's tough because the bills keep coming. You know.
Oh, yeah, they don't stop.
Yeah.
The bills don't stop.
We should have freeze those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
right.
for real. Yeah, man. The government's always on some bullshit. And that's why,
Yeah.
you know, I wanted to have you on, bro, because we see eye to eye to a lot of the things that are going on in the world right now. So once you guys opened up your doors again, was it just like people were coming in business as usual, or did it take some time?
It took some time, man, because people were still scared and, you know, under the bullshit that they hear on the news
Right,
and
right,
everything
right.
else, you
Yeah.
know. So it took a little time, but I mean, most people, like regular stuff, they were right back.
Yeah.
You know, they were right back. But then they tried to do the second shutdown,
Yeah.
which I didn't do. I said, I
Right,
don't
right.
care. They're going to have to come in here and shut it down.
Yeah,
Like,
of
I'm
course.
not closing the doors again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy how that all worked, huh?
No, honestly,
Like
yeah.
you have to put on your mask to go sit down, but once you're sitting down, you can take it off.
Yeah.
But remember to put it back on when you go to the bathroom. 'Cause, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So do you have like regular customers where you see them like weekly or almost daily? Do you have any of those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like there's quite a few that at least weekly. There's some that's multiple times a week.
Yeah, yeah.
Daily, like you'll get more of those bar people.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, you have a bar too, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay,
bar
okay.
lounge too. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, no, I've always wondered that. Like, if I had a restaurant one day, like, who's that one motherfucker that's gonna come in here and fucking eat all the time?
Yeah.
You gotta have money, man. I mean,
Yeah.
to fucking be spending all the
Hey,
time.
those people is who keeps the joint open,
No,
man.
yeah, for
in
sure.
reality, because if you have a bad day or a bad week, you know, and you get those people, at
You
least
know they're coming.
you know
Yeah.
you got that guaranteed for the
Yeah.
most part. So
Yeah, yeah, and then something that we've talked about before. So I know you train MMA, right? Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing that for?
on and off for a few years, probably. If I had to guess, like I said, on and off, because I would go, and then obviously with the business, it would get in the way. So probably 4-ish years on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever like compete like professionally or?
No, I've been wanting to. I had a scrimmage match, which was like as close as you could get. But that's the only problem is that's my sights are set on is getting a match or a Thai match. And now they're doing more Muay Thai matches around and stuff. So yeah, I want to get on one of those at some point. The only problem is the training. You know what I mean? I need to get more of the sparring in. And when you're trying to compete at that level, like you got to do it every day. Like, you can't be on and off. So in my case, it's a little different just because of the business, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. Like I said, I mean, you're really fit for your age, especially.
Thanks, man.
Shit. So like running a business and still staying in shape. How do you do it? We were talking about it yesterday. You know, you said you fast and stuff, but like how do you? Because most people would have that excuse. You know, I'm working 12, 16 hours or whatever, and then I'm just gonna let my body go because that's just how life is. So like how do you stay disciplined to keep your body right while running a business?
To be honest, man, I treat it more like therapy. Like for me, it's like I need it because if I don't stay active or stay like doing physical things or keeping up with my body and health, I don't feel right.
Yeah.
I don't feel good. I'm not on it. I'm not, you know what I mean? And that's going to affect your business over time too. You know, to have a healthy brain, you got to have a healthy body. Like that's always been my belief. So that's more the motivator. It's just like, and now it doesn't really take much motivation because it's like, it's just instilled in me now.
Right.
So now it's the opposite. If I take too much time off or whatever it is, that's when I get like, I hate using the word because I'm not the biggest believer of it, but like depressive or your anxiety gets up and that
You get
kind of shit.
antsy.
Antsy, yeah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, especially being in the kind of business you're in, you're fucking surrounded by pasta all day and shit. Like,
Oh yeah, and I'm the chef.
Oh, you
I'm
are?
the chef. Yeah, I do all the cooking. I do
Oh,
all the
shit.
cooking. Yeah.
So you know how to cook up a good steak?
Oh yeah, yeah. Steaks are our number one seller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's your number one favorite steakhouse besides yours? Like what's you've been here for a while, obviously the Chicagoland area. What's the number one steakhouse you've been to?
There's so many, especially Chicago. To be honest, when you look at like, especially the Chicago steakhouses, they all end up being the same.
Yeah.
It's like you're paying more for the atmosphere.
Right.
You know, I've been in these expensive Highline joints, everything else, and then you get the steak, and I'm like, this is okay. Like, it's, you know, I thought it'd be better. But, like, there's certain places, like, you know, Morton's has a good reputation,
Morton's pretty
Gibson's,
good, yeah.
you know, Capitol Grill. Those are popping up a lot more.
You've tried Smith & Walensky's?
Yeah, I've tried them once. I've been there once. There's the pooch. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's the noob?
This is funny.
They got that grunt, too. Like, can't even fuck it.
especially her.
Yeah.
I actually got surgery for her to like get that removed, but it honestly got worse.
I was gonna say,
Wasn't
when
that
you
a
got
problem? Isn't that like a big problem with those dogs? Like later on in
Yeah.
life, like it
Yeah.
fucks up their breathing or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something that I've always said, man, people that are healthy, that like are into MMA, that want to run a business or they have like an entrepreneurial mindset, we all think the same, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you see it, like I'm not saying I'm the healthiest right now, right? I'm working towards it, but we try to stay healthy. We train and we want to progress in life, and we all have that same point of view. And I was just thinking about that. Like when you see Trump go to a UFC event, it blows up.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
You're everywhere. They cheer more for him than the fighters sometimes.
No, 100%, man. And that just goes to show that like either we're delusional, even though we're healthy or whatever, right? And we're trying to progress in life, or the other people that are at home fucking eating donuts and shit are either they're delusional or we're delusional type shit, you know?
Well, I like to think they are. I think we got it together. We're doing the right things. You know what I'm
That
saying?
is true.
But you got to be, man. I mean, you got to be. But here, like even like you said, and we're talking last night, Like, even though you are still conscious of it.
Right.
That's the difference. A lot of people don't even look at themselves in the mirror. We had this whole discussion last night, you know, where people just choose. They don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, shit, I need to get in shape, or shit, I'm unhealthy, or shit, I got to do this. You know, it doesn't even cross their mind.
Yeah.
So the first step is, as long as you're conscious of it and it's in the back of your head, even if you fall off the horse, you know what I mean? I put that pun in there for you, horse pun. Even if you fall off, man, you just got to get right back. You got to just keep it in your mind and just stick with it, you know?
Yeah. Just gotta find your way back on the track.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing because we were talking last night, and you know, I showed him my before picture and like 30 days,
Yeah.
and you know,
Like him? Nah, it's fine.
obviously, you know, I'm grateful, but the one thing that I had to do, man, is just look myself in the mirror and be like, fuck. So in business, what's like the one thing that you've learned over all these years where you're like, man, if I would have known that earlier?
God, there's so many things, man. The main thing is probably just people.
Yeah.
Learn, because especially in that business, and that's, I mean, what I've gotten the most from it is to where you deal with so many different personalities, so many different people on a daily basis.
Right.
And from the best of the best to the worst of the worst.
Of course.
You know, alcoholics, drug addicts, this, that, even your staff, you know, you got to keep an eye on because, you know.
How many people work there?
Right now, it all depends. Like usually 5 to 6.
Oh, okay.
You know, maybe a little more depending on. But right now, it's the hardest thing to get staff. You can ask any business owner. I mean, especially in the restaurants. Mm-hmm. I mean, I go through help like it's crazy.
Yeah. Your
I mean,
turnovers.
Yeah, and to the point where I have to jump in and I have to like cook and serve or bartend and this and that.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the problem with restaurants now, and it's just everywhere. And I'm like, what do these people do?
Yeah.
Like, what is everybody doing?
They're waiting for another
Do they
stimulus
eat like?
check.
Yeah, they're doing something. I'm like, how the fuck are they people just not working? I go crazy. Like I have to, like I said earlier, I have to stay busy. I have to do something.
Yeah.
You know.
It does blow my mind. I mean, because like I work at Louis Vuitton and I see so many kids walk in there and they're just like spending like all this money and I'm like, how? Like where?
Mommy and daddy or something.
Yeah. Or like sometimes I genuinely think like, where else could these people be getting their money from? Like,
Yeah, especially Louis Vuitton.
yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
know, you're not just going to Target.
Yeah,
You know what
no,
I'm saying?
like the cheapest thing you can buy there is $500.
I
Yeah.
wish.
Yeah.
I was at a Louis Vuitton store a couple of times and I walked out. I'm like, I looked at it. I think it was a pair of sunglasses or something. And it was like, oh yeah, 500 for that. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
And they have no UV protection. So
No, that's
your
what I'm
eyes are
saying.
fucked
Yeah, they're
regardless.
Yeah, you're buying the name.
Yeah,
You're buying the name.
for sure,
you know.
for sure.
So we were talking about it yesterday a little bit, but growing up, working with your dad, because how long were you working with your dad alongside him?
I didn't start like with my dad until I was like 12, 13. When I started working, I was 12.
All right, so like 20 years with your dad, pretty much, right? Mm-hmm. Or when did your dad leave? How long ago did he retire?
I mean, he's still involved to a certain point. I mean, obviously, I took over most of everything, basically the place. So he's more of like, when he's in town, he'll come, he'll eat, you know what I mean? Ask like, oh, how's this, how's that? You know, just to stay involved. But other than that, yeah, he's retired.
So how was it working with your dad? Like,
It was
tough, or
No, not tough. It was different. Well, because I actually worked with my dad and my uncle. My uncle was the one who taught me how to cook. He was the chef before me.
Okay.
And then I learned from him, and then I took over after he left. But it was good because especially growing up, you know, my parents, especially my father, is very old school Italian. You know, it wasn't the type where he's out playing catch with me.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he's out doing what he had to do. My mother was with us most of the time.
Okay.
So it wasn't until which I have to thank that business is that's when I became close with my father.
Okay.
Because other than that, we didn't really have that much of a relationship. I mean, great father, you know what I mean, growing up and everything else. But when it came to that, you know, you see like, I guess these white people dads, you know what I mean? These American dads where they're doing it. It's like, no, that wasn't it. He was the man. He did what he had to do. And we're with our mom most of the time.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean that's a thing. Because I mean, with my dad, we were talking about it again last night, and my dad was honestly he was kind of an ass growing up. You know, if I did something wrong, or if he told me to do something and I didn't do it the way he saw it in his head, he would make me redo shit.
Oh, yeah.
And
sure.
like one of the biggest things that I still laughed about to this day is that if there was an easier way to do something, he would purposely make me do it the hard way just so I learn. You know, and I don't know. I mean, for me, for a while, it was really tough working with my dad. We just were bumping heads all the time. We would like always be screaming at each other at clients' homes. You know, which isn't the prettiest thing. But that's why I was wondering if it was maybe the same thing with your dad, where you guys were like constantly fighting, or like.
Oh yeah. There was constant arguments. You know what I mean? Especially, I mean, we never did it in front of people. You know, especially if it was about business. You know, that's one thing he always taught me growing up. Like, you never talk business in front of people, and you never talk business when you're drinking. Ever, especially in that business.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
if you're ever
That's true.
talking business,
People,
somebody tries to talk business with you, be like, listen, another time, we've been drinking. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Straight head.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it was a similar way, and it's funny with those little things, like you're saying with your dad. You don't appreciate it until you're older.
Right.
When you're older, you're like, oh, okay, I see what he was doing. You know, and then you see like the lesson that was taught there. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, you get in arguments and stuff, but you know, that's business. Anytime you're in business with family, that's why it's the hardest. It's the hardest working with family.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got their own way of mind, especially because you're so close to them, you know, especially two men,
Yeah, of course.
you're going to go at it. You know?
Yeah. And for the longest time, I actually used to say that working with family is the worst thing you can do. And then I listened to a podcast, and they said that's actually the complete opposite, because you wouldn't want to be in business with no one but your family. Because like you can be in business with a friend, but you genuinely don't know their intentions behind their, you know.
But sometimes you don't know a family either. You know,
Right.
money changes things, business changes things. And I've heard so many horror stories of people that, you know, even father and son, or they have a joint together or whatever, and the father fucks the son on the place, or the son fucks the father on the place. And it's all about money.
Right.
I chose never to do that. Like, you're still my father, I'll respect you and love you to the day I die. You know,
course,
even if
yeah.
there's some kind of loss of money, I don't care, it's money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to ruin my relationship with my father over money.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the reason I said that is because I never really thought about it. But if there's one person that, for most people, because like you said, I do agree. There's some cases where the father like fucks up big time or some shit, or the son or whatever. But I generally believe that there's no one out there that wants you to do better than themselves, than your dad or your mom.
Yeah,
you know?
of course. Yeah.
And I didn't really see that until, you know, maybe like last year or whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, growing up, it's always been a little tough for me. So, I mean, especially with your dad being an immigrant and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they all they know is work.
Oh yeah, work. Yeah. They don't stop, even at their ages now, 7 years old. Like, I have
Yeah.
to tell them, like, sit down.
Yeah.
You know, just sit down, relax. Like, yeah, they just have to keep going. But you know what? To be honest, I think that's what keeps you alive.
Yeah.
And that's what I think about when I'm older. I'm like, shit, I never want to retire. Even if I do retire, I gotta have something to keep my mind
Something to
busy.
do. Yeah.
Because you see the downfall, especially when you're older, man. Like when you stop doing things and you're just sitting in a chair all day, like that's where your health just goes.
Yeah.
Start being stiff and shit.
Yeah, you gotta stay busy, man.
No, I was gonna ask, like, what kind of standards do you hold, like, at your restaurant? Like, obviously, because you have employees and you have to teach them, and you have to like lay these standards down. Like,
Yeah.
when someone new, like, when you get a new employee, like, what kind of things do they have to go through, like, that you teach them or that you have to tell them, and kind of they have to follow?
Well, it all depends if they're experienced or not.
Yeah.
But even experience, I kind of just throw out the window because you may be experienced at other places, but each place is different.
Of course.
Each place runs
Yeah.
on a different
Yeah.
system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And treat you
Different
different.
clientele
Different
too.
clientele,
Yeah.
everything else. You know, and we're family owned, so, you know, it's different being in a family owned business, mom and pop type of place than like corporate.
Of course.
You know, corporate, they're going to treat you like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is. Yeah, so I mean, the basic things is obviously cleanliness. You're neat. You know, upkeep yourself well. You know, you can't be
course.
sloppy and serving food or looking like shit serving food. So those are the first things I look for. Personality, you know, those are the main things. Because when it comes to learning, I'd actually rather have somebody who's never done it before in their life
Yeah.
than have somebody who has worked at all these different places. Because now you're going to learn my way.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But people at other places, they think that, well, I don't give a shit what you used to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is the way it is here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, the basic stuff, you know what I mean? How to present yourself at a table, doing the right things, even like when it comes to serving or, you know, serving to the right and stuff like that, not reaching over people.
Of course.
Always asking the lady what they'd like to drink first, you know what I mean? Because
The
even
little
those little
things.
things could help your tip and help you at a table,
Yeah.
you know?
That's true.
Yeah, and it's the little things that you don't think about. So when it comes, like Santi said, you know, you're dealing with not just customers but your own people. Is it tough letting someone go? Like, you know, sitting them down and be like, you know what, like, you just keep fucking up. You know, it's time for you to bounce. Or
It depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a relief. I'm like, I gotta get rid of this motherfucker. Just fuck it up. You know what I mean? It's costing me money or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, it still always sucks having to get rid of people. Thankfully, I don't have to do it often.
Yeah.
You know, especially nowadays, like people just stop showing up. Yeah. You know,
Because
and
they're
now
lazy.
you're stuck in the thing. Like if you fire them, they're gonna file unemployment on you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. So you try not to fire unless you have to. But yeah, there's been many times where it's like, hey, it's not working out.
You gotta go.
You got to go. And sometimes it wasn't on the worst standards. They just couldn't do it. Like some people just mentally just can't do that. You know, just
Yeah.
can't do that job or the fast paced thing. You know,
Of course.
Yeah.
So
And then I mean, I feel like it all comes down to like you're like a high performing like individual yourself, that you like the first thing you said was they have to hold themselves
Right.
to a good standard. So it's like already it just sounds like really the people that either can't do it or they just don't make themselves do it is just because they're lazy at the end of the day.
yeah, that's part of it. And some people, you know, I've had to kind of kick this in my own head is that not everybody's me.
Yeah.
You know, not saying that in a cocky way, but I'll hold people to like my standard. And then I got to remember, like, listen, they don't know this like you do. They don't understand this business like you do. They haven't been doing it this long. So I kind of give a little leeway and try to, you know, work with people.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So, and some people you see, man, after a while, it's like they never did it. And all of a sudden they're out there and they're doing the best. Like they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
And they end up turning into like shit. I've had many of them where they've been there, 8-10 years
Wow.
as employees. You know what I mean? Like very good employees, loyal.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So, do you ever think about expanding or no?
Yeah, I've thought about it. The only problem is I don't know if I'd like to do it in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to try a different state or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Food truck is the next thought.
Oh, okay.
Because those are blowing up, and I've already been working on ideas for a food truck and like Italian sandwiches and stuff like that.
Okay.
Or like fusion, like when it comes to like Italian, maybe mixing with something else. and
Yeah, yeah.
Trying new stuff. Those are like the moneymaker now.
Yeah.
You know, you could go anywhere you want. You get your permits, you park, you make your own hours, and hey, I'm out of stuff, or I'm only open to this time, and you're done.
Yeah.
And you could travel anywhere you want.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing. They're popping up like everywhere.
Everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Everywhere, yeah. And I've never seen an Italian one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't think
That I know of.
No,
at least.
yeah,
like I
actually,
see
I don't
taco
think so.
trucks, I see this, so
Yeah.
I'm like, I might, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of my dad's buddies are starting to open up their own like taco trucks, and they're fucking everywhere. And then they'll just like go to the city, you know, fucking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or some shit.
Yeah.
For a few hours, and they say it's really good money. So, yeah, man, you should do it.
And you don't, and that's the thing. You don't have to worry about finding a whole staff, running a bar, this and that. Basically, me and one other person.
Yeah. And then
I need one person ring the register. I'll handle the rest of the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The cooking and everything else. And then you train people to where that. And again, that's all you need is 2 people for the most part.
So, are you the only cook?
Right now, yeah.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, that's
I have been for years. That's why I have to stay in shape.
yeah.
Like if I'm not, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause you're the only one working 7 days.
Do you ever
Yeah.
just like munch on? Fuck these people food. I'm hungry.
Dude,
Nah,
to be
it's fine.
honest, like I always tell people, when you work around food, you don't really get hungry. Like I never get hungry when
Yeah.
I'm working with food. Like I won't eat all day. Like I fast usually all day. I don't eat till like 8-9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Like usually when I'm done cooking for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, when I'm doing it, I don't get hungry. And I've been the type, maybe because I've fasted for so long and doing the intermittent fasting and stuff, I can't eat during the day, morning or anything. Like I can't. I'll be like fucking, yeah. I won't be able to work.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I didn't know you were like just the only cook right now.
Yeah.
Shaq was over here thinking you got in shape from MMA and shit, but little did I know you're
Yeah,
fucking
the
boy
kitchen helps.
starved.
Yeah, the kitchen helps. Shit, in the summer months, man, that kitchen's like a sauna.
nah,
Yeah, I
fucking
bet.
bad.
Yeah,
I
that gets
bet.
like 120 back there, 130.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
See,
Damn.
I mean, a question I had. I mean, like, what are some of your like personal goals, or like even just like business wise, or physically wise? What are some of your goals for this year, or maybe 5-10 years from now?
Well, the food truck, one of them, I want to dip my hand in that. And I just want to start, and more so lately, I've been thinking about this, like dipping my hand in different businesses, stuff I haven't done before, just kind of testing myself. You know what I mean? Even when it comes like entrepreneur wise, like investments, assets, you know what I mean? Looking for like long term. Okay. Those are like my main focuses now, And physically, like it's always going to be that goal. Like even the training and stuff like that, I still want to get to a point of competing. It's just moving things around to get that right type of training in.
And time.
In time,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, but again, I think you're in pretty good shape. But you think you'd be ready for a fight like next week, like physically wise?
In the next week,
Yeah,
what kind of fight?
just like a Muay Thai.
Muay Thai fight? The smart answer would be no. I'm gonna have to put my confidence. I'm gonna have to put my confidence in my back pocket. I would say no now, just because I mean, with training and working out, it's already been dampered on because of the restaurant and having to put more effort and focus on that.
Yeah, right now.
So I would say no. Like, yeah, I'm in shape, but is my cardio all the way there as it should for a fight? No. You know, and stuff like that. Like sparring more and stuff. Like I haven't sparred in a while. So that's the thing too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say no. If I had to, then I'll get in there. If I get fucked up, I get fucked up. You know what I mean?
Do you just strictly do like Muay Thai, or you do like?
Right now, more so. I mean, I kind of used to do everything, you know, depending on the schedule at the gym. So I was doing Muay Thai, I was doing Jiu-Jitsu, I was doing MMA. Did a couple judo classes, which that was pretty fun. I'd like to kind of get more into that too. But more so, if I had to pick one, it would be Muay Thai. That's the one that I favor the most. Yeah.
What are you still, or what belt are you in jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-Jitsu, I'm still a white. Okay. Yeah, I'm still a white. Because even with Jiu-Jitsu, it's hard because the consistency and the times, like with the class schedules. Yeah. So that's the only problem. Yeah, I'm still a white.
Yeah, man, no, I'm going to be honest. Before I went to Wrecking Ball, I did boxing for a few years. And I think I'm still going to, I would say I'm confident when it comes to like striking with my hands. Mm-hmm. But then once you start involving a few kicks.
Yeah,
and
it
then
changes the game.
And once you start getting fucking choked out for no fucking reason, and you don't even know what to do, you're fucked, man.
Oh, dude, when I first rolled ever in my life, I felt like a baby.
No, they'll fuck
I'm just
you up,
like,
bro.
and before I knew it, especially with Clint, our coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he just throws like it's effortless.
Yeah.
And you don't know, and you're just, and before you know it, you're like, what the fuck?
You're
You know,
fucking,
yeah.
Just can't breathe.
you're a fucking ragdoll. I swear.
Like I remember, I'll never forget the first time. It's funny, he actually remembered that. The first time I rolled with him, like I got up from it and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like I didn't know what happened to me.
Yeah.
I was like, but it kind of made me more interested. I'm like, fuck, I want to learn this more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to know some of this shit.
Yeah, no, jiu-jitsu is intense, man. It's one of those things I wish I would have started earlier or something, because shit, I mean, it's never too late to start for anyone, especially listening at home.
Absolutely, yeah. If you could do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I know he asked you about your goals, but 5 years from now, Bobby, kids? Something?
I hope so. I mean, it's hard to say kids just because the fucking world we live in now, you know, it makes you think twice about children. That's true. And I'm one of those guys, like I want a family, I want to have kids. Well, number one is finding the right broad to have it with. You know, those are hard to find too. But yeah, so in 5 years, let's say I begin close to 40. Yeah, I would like to be, you know, have a family, house, be settled in where I want to live, because I've had second thoughts about living in Illinois. I've been here my whole life. I'd like to try different places and see, you know what I mean?
You like to stay in the Midwest, or?
I thought about going south. Which I know is popular now. Everybody's going to Texas. Everybody's going to Florida. So yeah, I thought about going south, checking it out.
Texas is fun.
I actually want to live in Thailand, to be honest with you.
Oh, nice.
That's actually been my dream, and in 5 years, I would like to do that. I would like to live there for like a month or two and just train, and just get a taste of that actual old school, like that real shit.
Yeah.
You know, and just even if, like I said, even if it's just a month, just live there for a month, train, get involved in that culture and stuff, and then come back.
Just do their every day-to-day life for a whole month or two. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some videos, man, and those fucking guys,
they
man.
train.
They're young, too. Some of those young guys, like...
Dude, they start out of the womb.
Yeah.
Like, they come out kicking right out the womb.
I swear. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have fucked with them. Yeah, man, but I mean, I know that you can accomplish anything, especially with the mentality that you have. And, dude, with the one thing that I always say is, or we were talking about it yesterday, is like the health is the number one thing. And you already have your body there. You already have a business going. So I think, bro, no time you'll be able to achieve your goals.
I appreciate that, man. And hopefully, you know, by God's will, it happens.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, you already know the key, and it's consistency. You said it so many
That's the main
times.
thing,
Yeah.
man. Discipline and consistency.
Yeah.
And it's like after, you know, life happens to you, you go through life experiences, and you realize that those are the two things you got to have to make it through anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be focused. You got to have consistency. You got to stick with it, you know, and you can't fall into that trap like a lot of people do, you know, where they fall into this mental illness trap, or now they want to play victim. It's like, no, hold yourself accountable, get the fuck up, get out there, do what you got to do.
Yep. Get
You
to
know,
work.
Nobody's gonna do it. There's no bird of happiness that's gonna come knock at your door. You know what I mean? That's what I got to kick in my own head. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna come do this for you or help you. You got to do it.
Especially you, man. I mean, you're the backbone of the business. Without you, there's no food.
There's no food. If I'm not there, basically, I mean, to put it simply, it doesn't open. We don't
Yeah.
open if I'm not there. So I can't get sick. I can't, you know, and
Take
that's
days off.
Can't take days off. There's no vacations a lot, you know, and that's where it's funny. I hear a lot of these younger kids and stuff, and they watch too much YouTube and shit. Oh, I want to do this. Like, they don't understand when it comes to owning a business or running your own thing. It changes your whole life. It's like having a kid.
Yeah.
Like, you're married to it. You got to be there all the time. Because the ones who open up a business and they're never there, look what happens.
Yeah.
People start stealing. This happens. This happens. You got to have eyes on everything.
Have you ever had someone steal? Like
Oh yeah, over the years, yeah. I mean, that's only been maybe a couple of times, but
What,
yeah, a
some
couple
food?
people. Yeah, there's
Like Dine and Dash.
there was one. No, there's employees.
Oh, really?
Like one dishwasher we had. This was years ago. He was stealing stuff out the back, lobster tails and shit. Yeah, some hillbilly prick, white trash, hillbilly. I mean, he's a dishwasher. You know what I mean?
He said,
And yeah, he was stealing shit out the back. I mean, obviously we
Lobster
found
tails?
out, and we had a nice little talk with him, and it was all paid for within.
"Give me my
24
fucking
hours.
lobster
Yeah.
tails back, dude."
no, I mean, how about anybody stealing money? Does that happen?
Nobody's stealing money, no.
No.
I've had people where I would be nice and I would let them run a tab. If they're there a lot, they're like, hey, can I run a tab and come pay it tomorrow or this weekend? Yeah, no problem. And then you have some people that dip out on those and all of a sudden they don't show up and they don't pay it and you never see them again.
Yeah.
You know. But when it comes to employees stealing money, no, never stealing money. Because I keep eyes on all the money.
Yeah.
You know, I go through all the tickets,
You have
count
to.
out everything. So if anything's missing or short, like, I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to present to you like, hey, why is this way?
Yeah.
You know.
No, man. I mean, everything you're saying, I don't know if I could ever run a restaurant. It's just crazy. I mean, like,
Oh, dude, it's a pain in the ass business. It really
Yeah.
is. And I tell people that it is probably one of the hardest businesses, especially to just start, especially nowadays too.
For sure.
You know, it's not the easiest things. Like, I see people open up these joints. I'm like, hey, God bless you, man. Like, and it's crazy to me how people do it. They've never even done it before in their lives. I'm like, you got a year, and you're probably going to be done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those statistics are crazy. And just, I mean, I always say this, like, the one thing that should scare you is knowing that you might not make it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I was seeing my dad with his concrete business, or, you know, yesterday I was telling you that my girl, her parents have a candy store. Like, it's just things that people don't think about when they walk into their store. They're just like, oh, I'm going to go shop, but it's little shit. And like what you're saying, you got to keep your eyes on the money,
Yeah.
on the food, probably shit that you're not talking about, but like little shit that most people don't even think of. The people that work for you, they just go home, they just go clock in, clock out, and that's it.
Yeah,
You're-
there's no other, you know, they don't understand. It's like, yeah, you're at home. I'm still, my mind's going on all this other shit here.
Right.
Like things they don't even know about. Fighting with purveyors, food purveyors, making sure all those bills are paid. Or even like with this weather.
Yeah.
Starts messing up the building because it's an older building, which I take pride in because there is a lot of history there. The building's well over 100 years old.
Oh, okay.
Like there's actually pictures of it in like, there's like a museum in Fox Lake. And there's pictures of that place in 1906, like 1904, 1906.
Oh, shit.
And it looks like exactly the same. So,
Holy
yeah,
shit,
there's a
yeah.
lot of history there. They found mastodon bones on the property years ago. Yeah.
What's that?
Don't know.
It's like some kind of dinosaur.
He always does that shit. I will bring something up. He's like, man, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But explain it. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Well, but it's basically like a dinosaur, like a mammoth.
Oh, shit.
I think it's like a woolly mammoth
Holy
type
shit.
of thing, mastodon.
That's
yeah.
insane.
And he goes,
Oh, yeah.
oh, fuck no.
You want to talk about that shit? Oh,
Yeah, let's talk about it a
Nothing
little bit.
bad, though. But I've had plenty of encounters, and
Okay.
I'm not the one to just say shit like, oh, yeah, this and that. Like, it's happened to me. Like, I've had quite a few experiences there.
I don't know.
Tell
if
us
I
a little
can-
bit. Tell
Yeah,
us
I
a
don't know
little
if I.
Just toss a story.
Just one. Just
Yeah.
one. Best one.
There's so many. And not even just for me, like, even staff that'll come there that are new, and they'll be like, you know, I thought somebody went upstairs, and, like, I went up there, nobody was there. Like, they saw a shadow.
You have a basement or no?
Yeah.
Oh God,
Well, here,
we love it.
I'll tell you a good one. This is probably one of the weirdest ones that happened to me. So one night I'm there, and it was actually a new kid that started. So we're sitting there bullshitting, and I've told them, like, you know, the building's always said, yeah, it's haunted here too, you know, fucking around. Oh, I don't believe in that shit. This and that, this and that. Okay. So one night we're closing up. It's just me and him there. He just finished in the kitchen. We're bullshitting. Well, all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, it was like kind of by the kitchen door. And it's hard to explain because you guys haven't seen the inside. But so at the corner of my eye, it looked like a guy standing there with a fedora hat and like a long wool coat. Like for a split second, it was just like I looked and I'm like, okay. And he's like, what's the matter? I'm like, I thought I saw some over there. I said, but forget about it. So we continue talking. And all of a sudden you hear like ladles and stuff move in the kitchen, like plates kind of rattle and shit.
Fuck.
And he goes, what the he's like, what the fuck was that? And now his eyes get big. I'm like, that means we got to go. That means we're leaving. We're leaving. Obviously, it's their time. They're saying, hey, get the fuck out. You guys are closed. Like, get out of here. You know what I mean? So that night I got curious. So I went on the internet and I started, Googling the property and stuff like that. And that's when I found out like about the mastodon bones and stuff. So at one time it was a bed and breakfast and it was called Capping Bed and Breakfast. And the owner's name was Harry Capping. So I'm looking at photos and stuff like that. And all of a sudden I come across this photo and it has a line of pictures of like people looking at blueprints. And in the caption, it says, owner of the property, Harry Capping, in the right, wearing fedora and black coat.
Oh, fuck.
Swear to God. And my heart dropped when I saw that.
My boy's still there.
I was like, holy shit. And there was another employee we had who, like, years before this, he come running up the fucking stairs. He's like, white in the face. He's like, dude, I just saw a guy with a fedora downstairs, like in the basement. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, you're fucked up, this and that. And I knew stuff happened, but I've never seen like a full person or anything. Like I've seen some shit move or like you hear like, I've heard voices in there.
Oh, shit.
That's insane.
But nothing bad.
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
the thing. Like you don't get the sense of anything bad or evil.
Like demonic.
Yeah.
It's like whatever's there, it's like it's been there and it never wants to
It's like it's
bother.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just who's ever been there. Again, that you'd think about 100 years, like over 100 years, what memories and things happen in there.
Yeah, true.
You
It's
know?
insane.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
man.
crazy.
So yeah, I believe personally there's something there.
Are you ever there by yourself?
Oh yeah.
Or do you try not to? Or
Yeah. I mean, when I'm by myself, that's when you can kind of feel it. Like you feel it in the pit of your stomach or like that feeling of
Eerie,
somebody's like
yeah.
over you or like right next to you and you're just
Fuck.
like, but again, I just realize I don't pay no attention to it. I do my thing and, hey, I won't
I'd
bother
be-
you. You don't bother me.
I'd be out.
Simple.
I'd be out so fast. I don't fuck with that shit, man.
No.
Hey, you're never gonna catch him in your
You toss
restaurant.
the keys to your work.
I'm gonna go.
worker.
I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna make sure that when
Watch
I
you
go-
come for dinner the whole time. You're just gonna be like, "Fuck, you see that shit? Yeah.
Nothing happened.
You get the check. Yeah. You gotta go. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's insane, man. No, I don't fuck with ghosts. Like yesterday, we were talking about some demonic shit, right? Like, and then he's like, you know what? Don't even say the name. We're in the fucking sauna right now.
Like it's hot enough in here already. Like we don't need none following us in here. We're not gonna say no names. Yeah, no names. Especially when it comes to demonic shit. We're fucking
That's crazy.
That shit interests me though. Like I've always had the interest in that stuff, and that's what's crazy. It's like to actually have those experiences there. I'm like, okay, obviously there's something.
Yeah.
You know, there's something out there, something lingering. You know.
No, I don't fuck with that shit, man. That shit scares me.
Have you ever had any experiences?
Well, not 100% myself. Maybe, I think I have once. But we plow a church. It's called St. Joseph in Round Lake.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, yeah. So they say, I don't know. So this church has been around for a long time. Pretty much the school, the church, and the like another chapel in the back are all connected underground. Because back then they didn't really have big winter jackets or whatever, so they would just walk underground. It was like their way of getting around the premises. And supposedly there's 4 nuns buried under the school.
Dude, of course there's got to be nuns involved. Like,
No, but that's not even the thing. So they say my dad has been there at all times of the day, fucking by himself. He said he's never seen anything, but the janitor and like other people that work there, they say they see a little girl. She's like walking around, and fuck, I'm getting goosebumps. But when I plow, I do not look at the fucking windows.
just straightforward, just nothing.
Dude, I don't look at the windows. I don't dare, man. I don't fucking dare. But my cousin, the one I was telling you about, he just got here from Mexico, and his stories, man, are insane, like insane. And I mean, I believe in shit like that. But maybe one day, bro, if you allow us, fucking stay the night over at your place or some shit.
Dude, I've thought,
I don't know if I'll do that.
I've thought about it. I actually had a girl, I kid you not, she was a little fucked up, but She was a bartender, and she used to do that shit, ghost hunting, and she'd go to places. And she wanted to stay. She's like, "Can I stay here overnight?" I'm like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm not inviting
that's
nothing in here."
No, she'd probably
that's weird.
she'd
You know?
probably take out like
That's
a
some weird
Ouija
shit.
board or
Yeah,
something.
That's what I'm
some
saying.
weird
I don't
shit.
fuck with that shit.
Yeah. Fuck that.
I won't be in the same room.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Hell
no. Again, if it chooses to interact with me, okay. If it chooses to do something in front of me, okay. I'm not trying to bring it in.
Yeah.
Like ask questions or stuff like that. Because I do think to some point, like you open yourself up to something that could be potentially bad.
Curiosity kills a cat.
Hey, man, it does for sure. You know.
So you wouldn't stay there over the night though, like not be like, oh, like fucking do a seance in the middle of the fucking floor.
Like just to stay there and see what happens?
Yeah.
I would do that. I wouldn't want to really, you know, which is funny because it's like I've been there for how many years? It's like my second home, but still, it's like I hate sleeping here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nah,
I mean,
man.
why would you?
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, it would be cool just to see if anything does, you know what I mean? But like I've thought about like having a camera or stuff like that, asking questions, seeing if you get something on a. But then I think I'm like, I don't know if that's still like the same things as fucking with a Ouija board.
No, I wouldn't even ask
Like
questions.
even asking questions and stuff. Like I
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
could kind of maybe bring things in. Again, I don't know. Like that's a whole nother thing.
Like you're kind of asking just for something to be in the
There,
way.
yeah.
And it's like I've had my experiences, so it's like I don't really need much proof. Like obviously there's something here, and you know what I
Guy
mean.
with a fedora
Nothing
hat.
bad as long as it's not bad. Hey, you stay as long as you like.
Charlie, are
Just
you
don't
there?
throw no fucking knives around or shit
true.
like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Nah, man, but no, I do appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
course.
Thank
No,
you for
thank you guys for
hopping
having me on, man. This was fun.
on. Yeah, bro. And definitely would love to have you back on. And bro, honestly, I can't wait to see what you do in the next 5 years. Yeah, bro. Good
Dude,
luck
and to
with
be
everything.
honest, like coming here and doing this with you guys, it's probably going to give me even more of a push.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because here, like when I speak things, it's like that's why sometimes I'll say things like I'm going to do this, and that, just to hold myself accountable. It's like,
course.
hey, you said these things.
Yeah.
These people are going to remember you said these things.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
You know, so
You'll be back on a year from now. So
Not
I hope
gonna
sooner
be
than
on the
that,
fucking
man.
internet.
Shit.
Yeah.
Thought we're friends.
yeah, true. But
Nah,
we
man.
gotta have a yearly recap. So you gotta be here 12 months.
Absolutely,
from now.
man. Yeah, would
See
love to
where
do that.
where we've all progressed.
Yeah, all of us, man. To be honest, like you, and you need like-minded people
course.
to grow. You know, I really do think that, and how we all think. I mean, I know him more so than you guys, but
course.
obviously, I don't think he'd be hanging around with people that aren't of his same mindset. Right. But it's a dying breed. It's a dying breed, man. You know, when it comes to just even respect and being able to conversate. A lot of people can't even do that. They can't even look each other in the eyes and have a conversation like we just did. How long we been doing this? Like, what is it, an hour?
Almost
Something
an
like
hour.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost an hour.
So that's what I'm saying, man. You know. So yeah, you need like-minded folks.
Yeah, bro. Well, I
no.
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No,
Definitely
thank you
appreciate
guys.
it.
And thank you everybody, all the
thank
fans
you
out
guys.
there, all the fans of the show.
Make
Keep
sure you
watching.
tune in.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Stay
God
blessed.
bless.